Dragons.com.au reporting this, which I think is fantastic and well-deserved too. Jacob Liddle extends with the Dragons for 3 years. He signed a 3-year contract extension with the club, so he'll join the Dragons ahead of the He joined the Dragons ahead of the 2023 season, and he's since played 56 of a possible 60 games with 14 tries, and his tries per minute are absolutely flying. So well done to him, Brian.
He's been great this year. He comes on when he's come off the bench and he's made a huge impact. I reckon he's been his best year in first grade. Thoughts?
Very good. Very, very, very
that
good.
Try
So
he scored against the Broncos. I remember that one. That was a beauty.
I think every game that he's played, maybe not last week, but before that, every time he's played more than half a game, he's scored a try. What about this, Brian? So, you know the famous song, Maddie, Maddie Burton?
Have we got it there, tourists, please? Just because we couldn't find it yesterday.
Yeah. If we can get that, that'd be very, very handy here.
He came from Penrith to the Bulldogs. It's frightening with him and Jacob Kiraz.
Oh, okay, stop. It's frightening with him and who, Brian?
Jacob Kiraz.
Danny Wilder. Let's do this.
On the run home with Joel and Fletch, it's Origin Watch, thanks to the Sporting Globe, your Origin destination with all the games live and loud. Visit sportingglobe.com.au.
So we know that Maddie Burton, he's 18th man for the New South Wales Blues. It's frightening with
Jacob Kiraz.
So this could be frightening because Danny Wilder reporting this. Jacob Kiraz coming into the Blues camp, Brian To'o has a hamstring niggle. He is expected to play, but it's frightening with Jacob Kiraz.
Oh, we can't put Kiraz in. I mean, Queensland, we've got to give him a chance.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, imagine him on the edge, on the wing there, and just offloading at will.
You can't tackle him.
You can't tackle him,
No.
and you can't stop him offloading.
No.
He for the game's sake.
Yep.
For the Origin product itself, we cannot be 2-0 up.
No.
And Jacob Kiraz cannot play.
No, I agree with that. The under-19 State of Origin teams have been announced. Now, this game has been covered on free-to-air. Channel 9 have been covering this in recent times. And you play well in this game and you get straight onto the map. In recent times, Ethan Strange scored a hat-trick. Last year, it was the young fullback from Canberra, Chevy Stewart. So Canberra kids have been having a fun time there. A 20-player squad includes 5 players from the team that beat Queensland last year. Connor Vitano, Hayden Buchanan, Mitchell Woods, Jacob Halangahu, and Cody Hopwood. This young forward, he's up there with Newcastle, I think you'll find. And Zane Harrison, he's up there in the Gold Coast Titans. This Cody Hopwood is very, very good, Brian.
Can I ask you this, Shug, because you have the boys involved in this sort of area. Why does it always change? One year we've got under 16s, then we go to 18s, then we went to 20s, and then it's now 19s.
I don't know.
Why are they giving everyone a go to play in front of the big crowds?
Mate, I don't know. It happens with business, doesn't it? A restructure, as they like to call it. The team also includes 3 players from the SG Ball Premiers, which Boyd Cordner had coached. Toby Rodwell, Jackson Allen, and Margelli. So that's how that's shaping up. It's going to be coached this year by Joshy Jackson. So the great Bobcat Ryan, he's a great story himself. So for any players who miss this team, fear not. He had coached the last 3 winning under-19s Blues teams, Bobcat Ryan. Did you know this, Brian? So he's a Dubbo product.
Yeah.
He never once represented Group 11. So Group 11 is the best of Dubbo, Parks, Wellington, that sort of area. He never, ever once made the team.
So how did he get on the Parramatta Eels radar?
He went down to an open trial.
Oh, wow, that's good.
An open trial, and he becomes a New South Wales player.
Yeah.
He becomes an Australian player. He becomes a premiership-winning captain.
Correct.
So this is a guy, he's a great story. So I actually interviewed him. If you search Get Him On Side on your podcast or YouTube, Get Him On Side. I interviewed him. I interviewed Craig Wing in the same series, but he was terrific.
He's one of the great tourists as well.
Is he? I bet he is.
Oh, he's got that when he has a few sherbets, he gets the smiley face on. And it's
good bloke.
Champion bloke.
Yeah.
Not too many bad blokes from Dubbo.
No, he's super fit. He does the Mickey Butner. Do you remember what that is?
Is it 200 push-ups a day?
No, 100.
Oh, burpees.
Burpees. He does that as well.
Well, Nate Miles does 200 push-ups and 200 sit-ups a day.
Really?
Yep, but not consecutively. He might do 50.
Yeah, he just chips away all day.
Chips away all day.
So I saw him yesterday when I saw Bobcat. I said, are you on the same page? Yeah, I've done 20 already just to get him in the bank, and he'll chip away. So he just sort of, where he can. Terrific story. What a great story. And not only that, he'd never captained a side.
No, and was that when Pricey was ruled out?
He said he'd captained 3 sides beforehand at Apex Park playing for Dubbo. They lost all 3. And his next game as a captain was a grand final.
Wow.
And he won that. I said to him, mate, when you were 16, if I handed you a photo of you holding up the premiership as the captain for the Bulldogs, what would you and anyone around you say about that was going to be your future? He said, mate,
you're a Dubbo.
You're a Dubbo, mate. You're a Dubbo. Amazing story. What a great fella.
He had to get out of Parramatta, didn't he, to win that comp?
He did.
He had to get away from his second row partner.
Mate, he wanted to stay. They only offered him a 1-year deal.
Who?
Bobcat.
The Eels?
He wanted to stay.
Oh.
And then the salary cap scandal blew up. But anyway, for all the chat, get him on side, mate. He is a great chat. He's a real good chat.
Look at this one. Sad news, boys. The great Snitzel has passed away. He side 23 Group 1 winners, 160 individual stake winners, 1,200 winners, and his
progeny
has collected over 270 million in winnings. That's
so $250 million in
out.
winnings. How many horses would be by Snitzel? Must be stacks.
A huge amount. Well, here.
Prolific Ronnie.
Yeah, and then, oh, wow, yeah, it's 270 million. That's good news. Sorry, not good news, but good information. Sad news if you're the connections of Snitzel. Brooksy's just shrugging his shoulders. What do you reckon he's had a run? Brooksy saying, you don't like this, Brooksy? Talking about Snitzel. Okay, fair enough.
Queensland, by the way, the 19s, their squad also announced. Darius Boyd is the coach. So Darius Boyd coaching against Josh Jackson. Andrew McCulloch's part of that. Jesse McLean is part of that. He's a young coach there, Jesse McLean. Cody Black, Zach Garton, Sam Stevenson, they're the players backing up from last year. Here's a few notables, Brian, that you may know the names of. Cooper Bye.
Any relation to Marcus?
Correct. Son of Marcus. He's with the Tweed Seagulls. This guy here, if you walk past him, you would actually think it was him. Philip Coates.
Phillips Coates is a nephew of Xavier.
The nephew.
Is it a nephew?
The nephew of Xavier. He'd be about 2 if he was the nephew of Xavier.
Well, you don't know.
Well, he's probably tall enough at 2. Philip Coates is the brother of Xavier.
Okay.
So
could have it. This is possible.
Jack Finnegan, begin again. He's he's from the Dolphins there. And I'll tell you a bloke who's unlucky. I watched him last year. He played up Zach Herdigan.
Where's he from?
Mate, he's gone to the Cowboys. Very good player. I'm surprised he's not in this team here.
I'm digging these names. There's a Bodie. There's a Sonny.
Yeah.
There is a Mazia.
A liver.
Yeah.
They call him the liver
Kalani.
king.
There's a Kalani. And there's, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
I hope Amaza Murga. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Tell us who you want, folks. Tomorrow we'll interview a player tomorrow from this under-19 State of Origin. Who would you like us to get? You send us on the text board, and we will get a State of Origin under-19s player for you tomorrow, folks.
I feel that everyone now, for the passing of Snitzel, should have a palmy tonight.
Yeah. And what else did Snitzel do most days, Brian?
Yeah, pork. So have a pork schnitzel. Have a pork schnitzel, everyone. Have a pork knuck schnitzel and just get right into it.
That's
more
fantastic.
after the break, Tasman.
Andrew McFadden, a.k.a. Cappy. He has locked in a trio of future Wars stars.
Here we go.
Brian, I think the game would be great when this Warriors team finally win their maiden premiership. The Warriors have locked in 3 highly promising young guns. Makaya Tofua, Jason Salalilo, and Bishop Neal, i.e. the
Arch.
Yeah, the Archbishop. The chess piece, until the end of 2028 season. Now, the 17-year-old second rower, Neal, an influential figure as the club secured its second back-to-back Harold Matthews Cup, winning man of the match honours in the grand final. So Bishop Neal, one to watch, but they are on the rise. Can they win the competition this year in an open year? 1300 01 1170. The board's blown up, so we better go with this guy, Brian, the holic of the Warrior. Hello, mate.
Oh, boys, how good, eh? My boys are charging and they just keep adding pieces to the to the puzzle here with these three geniuses.
They do.
So, Holick, we'll get on to the geniuses, but of all the years you've been a WAS supporter in the Up the WAS movement, where do you rate the chances this year?
A disclaimer, mate, I'm a New Zealand Warriors supporter. I'm not necessarily a buy into the whole WAS thing, mate, but I think this is...
Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
Why? Hang on, let's just take a step back. I feel there's a bit of animosity there with the WAS movement.
I see you, Jerry.
Why did you say that, Holick?
Oh, I think it's just a bit of a marketing ploy and a bandwagon thing, mate. Us Haki Warriors fans are always going to be Warriors fans, and WAS sounds a little bit too New South Wales Rugby Union to an extent. But no, I'm not saying I don't use it, but I'm a Warriors fan before I'm a WAS fan, mate.
Okay, these young fellas, Tafua, Salilo and Neal, thoughts?
Mate, a lot of people know Bishop Neal. Like, the guy's 6'4", I think now. I'm not sure if he's just turned 17. He won the New Zealand national, like the best player at the New Zealand national secondary schools, playing against 18-year-olds when he was 15.
Yep.
He is a genuine player, mate. He's got all the skills of a Sonny Bill Williams, and he can kick. So yeah, he's one to watch. I've heard he may play Cup next year, starting at 17, like Lecker did. But the one to watch in the near future is Jason Salaleo. This boy is an absolute Webby blueprint prop, mate. Very quick across the ground, explosive. He definitely knows how to put a hit on. He's been playing a bit of mix of Flegg and Cup. Likewise with Tafua, he's a very nuggety hooker. I'm not sure how he fits in just yet with Sam Healy. Going the way he's going.
Just a quick one. Sorry, Holick, I know we've got it because the tourist is pushing us to a break. How unusual. Holick, Jet Cleary, give me a rating so far this season out of 10.
So first couple of games he's pretty quiet. Since then, I would say he's a 10 out of 10 from what he was. He's exceeded my expectations, mate. He has got all of the characteristics of his brother. He just needs another probably 6-7 kg. And he'll be ready to go.
And Sam Healy is an absolute superstar, Holick. So you guys are in a great place at the moment. Well done to Andrew McFadden and co. Webby, of course. Holick, we'll chat later in the year because your team's only going one way, Brian, and it is up. Sharks confirm that KL Iro requires surgery on a pec. The pecs are never good, Brian. The doctor, David Riccio, reporting this in the Daily Telegraph. So Craig Fitzgibbon said the club was hopeful that the injury wasn't season-ending and that the powerful outside back could recover in time for the final rounds of the season. He says he's getting assessed by a specialist today, but it will be some time out of the game. He's got a pec injury, so that'll be surgical by the looks of things at this stage. The Soldiers cut quality meat trays supporting veterans and their families, proudly partnering with Wounded Heroes Australia. It's, you know what, they had so many outside backs, the Sharks, didn't they?
Yeah, now they're all...
now they're short.
So he'll be 3 months, they say. I'm just trying to remember what happened with Adam Reynolds. He did his in round 13, and he came back at the last game of the year. Do you remember that? So it's pretty much similar time. He ruptured his bicep, though, sorry, not pectoral, so I don't know whether that... I mean, I might have to ask the doctor. Get D. Riccio. You call him the doctor because of the initials? Is that what you call
it? Do you reckon... I'm no expert when it comes to... Would they be better off just doing wrestling instead of doing weights and stuff? Do you reckon that hurts? We get a lot of pec injuries, Brian.
Don't know. I'm not au fait with what the weights
schedule
techniques they're doing. But there's some that are blows.
Yep.
You've seen those ones
where
they just rupture like that.
Yep.
And there's the other ones where it's a stretch, it's a hyperextension. I've seen those ones. But when we were playing, I very rarely saw pectoral tears. Did you?
No.
I don't remember any. I know Shane Rigon did one. The great Shane Rigon, it was a bicep. But I never saw, they weren't as prevalent as they seem now.
Nope. The Soldiers Cup bring us our injury updates each and every week. Sharks Dragons, Brian, live tomorrow from 7 p.m. on SEN. Gee whiz, you know when you have a bad loss, it's a long week training, so they cannot wait for this game. They cannot wait for this game. We're looking forward to that. But we want to talk about On My List. I want to go to Hall & Oates. Okay, your list today, Brian, for Hall & Oates. I'd love you to tell me. Yeah. I'll ask you this question without notice. I want to ask you this. The top players, this is difficult because New South Wales have been pretty good. The top players not selected for Origin 2025. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean by either players who haven't had a crack at the 17 in game one or simply haven't had a crack in the extended squad. Both of those can apply. The players not selected for Origin for 2025 on your list.
Okay, so even though the New South Wales team has won game one,
Queensland are a part of the
I'm not doing
series.
Queens. I don't do Queensland. Okay, so players who you think might have got a look. Well, Terrell May's number one.
Yep.
I thought Jerome Luai was unlucky,
Yep.
especially going into game one, but since been proven wrong by Laurie. Teddy's had arguably his best season in a long time.
Yep.
And I'd say Keon Kaloamatangi. He's now in the 20.
Is Appy Coruscant a little bit
Appy's another
unlucky?
one. Appy's another one. Now, if you want to go to the fellas up north,
The dark side.
I would say rat's ass. I have no interest. All I want to do is double fist.
Okay. What about historical? Play it again, please, tourists. I want to go the historical version of this. Historical Origin snubs. Is there a player that...
Yeah, I got one.
Yep.
Comes to mind every time. Billy Peden.
Yeah.
Billy Peden is just Origin personified.
Never played Origin. Nathan Blacklock, was he a bit unlucky?
Yeah, yep. Definitely unlucky.
The only player in the top 10 in the history of the game for points scored. One player only has not represented at state level or better.
Our man?
Our man.
Tootsie
Croker.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yep.
Wrong place, wrong time, as
Yep.
they say.
Is there anyone right now who's a bit... Pappenhausen's a bit unlucky.
Perhaps. Has he never played?
No.
No, he's been in a squad.
Who's the unluckiest right now? Right now, the best player to not have
Ted?
played. No, to have played Origin right now.
Right now.
It'd nearly be Pap, and you can't say Jerome Hughes and those that don't qualify. Those who do qualify. Drinky's had a good sort of...
Wade Egan, is he in the mix?
Yeah. Well, the listeners can tell us the best player right now
That's currently playing.
has never played Origin. The best player. Who is that player? I think it's Paps.
Who? What's Sammy got? Sammy's in
You know what? Some people might say Isaiah Katoa.
He's 50 games in.
That's what I'm saying. People might say that. Like he could be the best player out there right now.
You whack him in at Origin now, he wouldn't let you down. What about Hot Lips Houlihan and her dad?
She passed away this week,
She did,
Brian.
yes. Loretta Swit.
Just getting her in the conversation.
Well, she was one of the. She was up there with.
Tea tree?
Yeah, with no, with our girl Foxy.
That's great.
Samantha Fox.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Samantha Fox definitely number one.
Oh, hang on a minute. Tourist, very clever. He's got on the front foot here. And unfortunately, this guy won't qualify for the team, Brian. Why won't he? He's a big name in our game.
Yeah, it's rugby league.
And he won't qualify because rugby league.
He won't qualify.
Nor will his legendary father. But nonetheless, we are pleased to have him, the great Marky Warren. Hello, mate.
Hey, champion. Why don't we qualify?
Because
why don't we qualify?
Because rugby league.
Do you listen to this program, Mark? You can't be involved in rugby league to make the wacky team.
Oh, I see. No, I find Fletcher enormously humorous. I'm just in Centennial Park near the equestrian event at the moment, one of his favourite places, and then down to Chinatown to Papa. How do you pronounce that food hall, Brian?
Sussex.
One of my favourites.
Yeah,
well.
Sussex Street.
Yeah, I think it was called. You reckon it was called Papu Plaza in the day? Up the escalators?
Yeah,
Am I talking the same?
Up the escalators. Don't go down the escalators because there was a little place downstairs that was of ill repute where Mark, I don't want you stepping in. But, mate, it's the old man's birthday today. What now? Does he like birthdays? Does he like talking about them? What does Raymundo think of them?
Well, he would say, so I'm not denigrating Dad in any way. He would say, speak faster because I haven't got as long as the rest of us. And he hates birthdays. He detests birthdays, and he detests presents. So I purchased Cher a bunch of flowers and gave them to Dad because I know Sher likes flowers. And that's about all you can do for him on his birthday.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Hey, I'm going to ask you this trivia question, and this could be very, very topical. Your old man, 82 today, what a career and the voice of the game.
Yeah.
Do you know the last try that he called in his career?
Wow. Well. Okay. So his last grand final.
Have you got it?
Yep.
Was South Penrith.
Yep.
And then Origin. Off the screens, he called for the first time.
Mm.
And you got me stumped. But you see, you've got producers and so forth, an entire team there working on this. So I leave it with you, Sugar. Who was it?
Okay. So grand final premiership last try that he called, and this could be very topical because this guy himself may go down as an all-timer.
Oh, no.
Alex Johnston.
Wow, Alex Johnston. Yeah.
How cool's that?
Yeah. Well, that's very cool. And was he not Ducks of his form also?
He was, Endeavour High School.
98, I feel, and he was also a great opening bat.
Yep.
He's the triple threat.
Triple threat. What a champion human. I'll give you one little piece of trivia, Dad and I. It's bruising, I suppose.
Yes.
So he does listen, Brian.
You do listen. Come on, you little bruiser.
You're back in.
We were the first and only father and son to call grand finals on the same day for the same network back in 1991 or 92. I was calling the 21s grand final, and he was calling the first grade grand final. But that's a little bit of trivia for father and son. And I hold it very, very.
Yeah.
What I would like to know, Marky,
I'm putting you in the team.
Is who did if you were calling under 21s? Did anyone kick on from that game that you called in?
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Well done. Now I get to see you're jogging the memory.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's. I remember a young man. Well, Christopher was at Western Suburbs, as you remember back then, and he got the Rookie of the Year in '93 because he's the only one that qualified with Langmack and Henjack. And he won the meat raffle, and Dad was the MC. It was a boat race. Hey, don't laugh, you cry. Oh God. So I'll tell you, a bloke runs out onto the Sydney Football Stadium, and for Western Suburbs, and his name, and I'd already been told, so this bloke will captain New Zealand. And his name was Stephen Kearney.
Oh.
And he scored, it gets better, he scores the first try for Western Suburbs. There's then a fracas in the in-goal area, and I reckon Fletcher will be onto this if he finds his good vision. Gordon Tallis scores the first try for the Dragons.
Wow.
The Raging Bull. A fracas ensued. I'll never forget, and then Gordon did what Gordon does well. And I can't remember the young man from the Magpies that was on the receiving end, but suffice to say, Gordon took a TKO victory out of the 21's grand final and a try. And he captained the Dragons,
Yeah, you know what, Marky? The guy that Gordon had the fracas with, I don't think he remembers who he is, let alone you.
Would have been all stations to Porthole.
I tell you who tried to save him. I tell you who tried to save him. It was good vision. And he flew through the air with an overhand right. His name was Cherry Mesher.
Oh.
Cherry, it's good vision. You should try and get it. Dragons, Magpies, 1991.
Well, we've lost Gordon, so we can't do any of that silly stuff now because he's on NRL 360.
Yeah.
And you can't bring up anything.
Yeah, with Brady.
Yeah, you can't
with
do that.
Brady boy.
He is. Hey, now, Mark, just before you go, I know you're a boxing aficionado. Gallen versus Williams, Sonny Bill variety. Who wins this?
Just generically, and I don't know Gal well at all. I did about 3 years there doing some game day event stuff, but Jeff Fennick, 4-time world champion now.
Bruce.
He will tell you, Bruce, a great friend of mine too, double Bruce. I go to his house quite often too. There's a triple Bruce. But he will tell you that Gal, and this is in all seriousness, Gal will go down as one of Australia's great heavyweights. And not just that, you know what he's done for boxing? By having those kids that were nondescript, if that's the right word, Sugar, without a profile, it captured the rugby league audience, but also the boxing audience. So he gave these kids, the Maloneys and so forth, he gave them a platform. So full credit. In short, Father Time, undefeated, cliche. But these rounds should be 3 minutes, not 2 minutes. The Sonny Bill Williams has it all stacked in his favour, but I believe that Gal, maybe not as great as he once was, but maybe great for just one day, pulls it out, and Paul Gallen stops Sonny Bill Williams.
Awesome. Hey, listen, we'll let you go, but just on the boxing, because you're very good at this stuff, and here's a fun fact for you. So when Gallen did the press conference for the AFL player, Barry Hall, I said, get out there and call him Noodles. He said, why Noodles? I said, 2 minutes. 2-minute Noodles. He needs to do the same for Sonny Bill.
Oh, hang on, this is a Bruce.
That's a Bruce.
This is a Bruce-a-thon.
It's a Bruce-a-thon.
Why don't you just two... So we'll leave, and you two just go at each other.
Yeah. No, I do want to ask you one thing. I want to ask you one thing seriously, because you are far more equipped and adept to talk about this sort of stuff, and I don't think he's getting the kudos in Australian sport that which he deserves. Jaya Pattaya.
Baddest man on the planet.
Yep.
Baddest man on the planet. He'll unify the cruiserweight division. They're running scared. No disrespect to any other Australian. I'll tell you what he does. Whenever they talk boxing, if they've got the Ring magazine belt, which Kostya had, mate, you've captured them all, and you've captured them from your peers and the various boxing scribes around the world. He's got the Ring magazine, and they're all running scared of Joe Apatea, who I've known since a young kid, and his father taps. And now more bruising, and he'll do us proud. He'll do us proud. He'll go down as one of our greats, no doubt in the world.
Okay, final chance to Bruce. What are you doing for Dad's birthday? Are you doing anything? I know he hates his birthday. Are you going there for dinner? Or would he rather nothing happens?
He would rather. Well, that's very deep of you if you think about what you said. He would rather nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, if you tell him he's looking good, he'll say, "Yeah, that's what they normally tell you when you're going bad." You can't win with one of Australia's most celebrated hypochondriacs. He'll be power walking. He went for his power walk at 11 a.m.
Did he?
And mate, every day gets up there and pumps those legs away. In fact, you've got to trot to keep up with him sometimes. Honestly, he's really cool.
If he was
really
celebrating,
cool,
if he was celebrating with an amber ale somewhere, which you should, I suppose, on your birthday, is there any notables that may be alongside the great Rabs Warren today?
Oh, mate, I won't single any out particularly, but these days, without giving away his secrets, he goes to the Balkan Hills Bowling Club about 3 or 4 times a week for an hour with various what I call cronies, and he has a couple there, and probably invests also into his sports bet account. Yep. And watches the ponies there at the Balkan Hills Bowling Club, where they look after him just a treat. They look after him very, very well. I always worry about him up there, but he's fine, and he loves it up there with the people he calls the real people from the Golden West. And I now look forward to you guys talking to one of my favourite humans, Bert Kenny.
Oh, yes. Hey, yes, you have been listening. Marky Warren, thank you so much. If you speak to the old man, please give him the best from myself and Brian. And thank you so much at late notice for coming on.
Pleasure, and good afternoon.
Okay, there he is. And have a listen to this too, Marky, as we go to the break, one of the great tunes. Oh, Brian, World Test Championship number 6. Here we go here. We've had 6 of these already, have we? 6?
That's 11.
Oh,
X is 10.
My apologies.
X is 10.
I thought it was a V. Anyway, this is the World Test Championship 11, not the 6th edition. Australia have named their side to take on South Africa, and I'm searching, I'm looking, and we've been talking about notable omissions, Brian.
Yep.
There's a notable omission.
Are you saying the Greek god?
The Greek god.
Yeah. Jury's still out on him.
Really?
Yep. I think they're going to send him to the West Indies.
Is the jury ever still in? Are they always out, the jury?
Yes, jury. They can be. They can be in for weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks, Robert Kardashian. Yes, Cam Green is in. And we're going with 2. We're going with 2 all-rounders.
Bowie Webster.
Cam Green and Bowie Webster. The Bowie Webster, nicknamed the Slug.
Mm.
I love watching him play. like, I don't want to say it, but I think he's a better all-rounder than Cam Green.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it. Sorry. I don't know my cricket, although I did play Causey Shield, and I did get the number 1 batsman out twice, right here. Couldn't handle me wronging.
Did you guys see the drone vision? It might have been an aerial shot, not sure, of the slip cordon with Webster and Green in it. It's like 2 big condors. I think we won't need as many people in the cordon.
Yeah.
Because you've got these 2 beasts.
You could go third slip and gully. That can cover all that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Bo
a first, a third, and a wide gully.
Bo Webster the slug, right? Have you seen the clip of the guy who's dressed as a slug?
Yes.
He's going to the party and he's out the door and his mum goes, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
"I'm dressed as a slug." "Well, what are you doing that for?" "I'm going to Robbo's party." "His party's not tomorrow night." "I told you, I'm a slug." Oh, that's great
Very
stuff. Rightio. Last night on the new ball with Adam Collins and Bharat Sundaresan, they caught up with Australian captain Pat Cummins. Here's what Paddy Cummins had to say on the decision to open with Marnus and to start with the object, Cam Green.
I think, Cam Green, the last few weeks he's had, coming back in, great form. We thought he deserved a spot in the, somewhere in the batting lineup. We thought 3 probably suits him best. And then, with Marnus moving, we thought it's 1 spot up really. It's not too different to batting 3. He's done well here in England in the past. All the boys have trained well. Him and Sam and Josh Inglis kind of just, have all trained really well. But I thought selectors went with Marnus, experience and done well here at Lords, but in England in general. It's a final, so we just, the selectors picked the best 11 for this week. I think George said in the past, there's not a huge connection between this week and the Caribbean. It's quite separate. The main reason being this is the final, different conditions. We just want to pick what's best for this week and kind of think about the Windies after this game.
There you go. Paddy Cummins. Paddy Cummins. What did the butcher say, Brian, when he introduced his wife?
Reggie Tubb?
Meet Paddy.
That's bad.
It's good.
That is really bad.
It's really good. It's really good. Meet Paddy. I think it's very, very
I thought my
good.
Greek joke was better.
SEN's coverage of the World Test Championship, the final between Australia and South Africa, starts tonight. You can join Adam Collins, Damien Fleming, Bharat Sundaresan live from Lords for every ball, live and free on SEN and the SEN app. Crash Craddock is going to join us in the final hour to preview the big series coming up, so we're looking forward to that. And, Josh Hazelwood's got a few words to say as well. Here's what Paddy Cummins had to say. Do you know what the butcher said to him? Here is Paddy.
There are some guys where you genuinely say, you've done nothing wrong, don't change a thing, and that's Scotty. He's just really unfortunate to miss out. Joshy Hazel comes back in. We know how good he is, but I think the message to Scotty is there's a lot of Test cricket coming up in the next couple of years, and just because you're mid-30s doesn't mean you're missing this test and that's 1 test off your career. I think by having a squad of fast bowlers, hopefully we can extend all our careers for an extra couple of years. So it's a really unfortunate Scotty misses this, but kind of message to him is don't feel like you're running out of time. We've still got lots of time, hopefully, in his career.
Yeah, there you go. He'll be he's done nothing wrong, really, has he? Scotty Boland, every time he's had up every time.
Aims up. It's a shame, but this is what happens when we've got a world-class bowling cartel, as we like to call it.
Cartel. That's a great word, isn't it?
It is a great word.
Cartel.
Does cartel? What is the meaning of cartel? Is it a group of professionals? What is it to please tourists? What is the definition of a cartel?
An association of manufacturers or suppliers.
So could you say...
Well, they're not. What are they supplying?
With the purpose of maintaining prices.
They're supplying off-cutters.
Could you say this, tourist, which you'd never hear this in this particular instance? Brian, who are you tipping out of New South Wales and Queensland? Well, Joel, I fancy New South Wales. I think they're far too superior in the back cartel. Can you say that?
What are they supplying? Are they supplying tries?
They're supplying tries, yeah. It's too vague, I think, for that situation.
So could you say, look, they're far too strong up front in the forward cartel?
Well, that might be a bit closer. I feel like that feels like it works.
I mean,
right?
if we're bringing back middle third and eyes up footy, we can definitely bring in forward cartel.
The cartel.
Who's up for that?
Why don't we bring, instead of that S word that's used for 1, 6, 7 and 9, why don't we make it the cartel?
The spine.
The cartel.
The playmaking cartel.
The cartel.
Okay, so let it be written. So let it be done Brooksy, you excited?
Yeah, I ran in for it. I was hoping you would go down the spine angle.
Yes.
So Spine's gone?
Cartel.
The cartel.
Yeah. Attacking cartel, playmaking cartel.
The attacking
Just
cartel.
me.
Okay. Okay.
Spine, rest in peace.
We have to get this in by kickoff 2027. It's got to be. I need Dan Gannay to say goodbye and then straight into
Spine.
Yeah, okay. All right. The attacking cartel, playmaking cartel, that is live. That is officially live on this day, the 11th of June, 2025. World meet cartel. Cartel, please meet world. The run home with Joel and Fletch.
You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.